story begins at a funeral. A few strong men are carrying a coffin. Everything seems normal at first, but suddenly the coffin becomes so heavy that they can't lift it anymore, and it crashes hard onto the ground. Everyone is shocked, because inside the coffin is just the body of a little girl. So how did it get so heavy? That's when the girl's father, Kim Dong-soo, notices something strange. It's as if an invisible force is pressing down on the coffin, like some kind of monster is sitting on top of it. Enraged, he grabs a nearby brass statue and tries to strike it, but his attack hits nothing. In the very next moment, the creature appears a short distance away, staring at him as if mocking him. Now things get even more terrifying. The coffin suddenly starts dragging itself toward that creature, as if it's being pulled by invisible chains. Kim Dong-soo panics. He believes something has come to take his daughter away. Without thinking, he grabs a fire extinguisher and smashes open the coffin, trying to pull his daughter out. The people around him try to stop him, thinking he's lost his mind. In the chaos, the girl's body falls to the ground. Just then, a young priest named Park Won arrives. He covers the girl's eyes with a cloth and begins chanting. But Kim Dong-soo thinks the priest is trying to harm his daughter. In anger, he kicks him, and suddenly the girl's body starts levitating into the air. Everyone is in shock. Park Won quickly resumes his chanting, and the very next moment, the body drops back down. Kim Dong-soo runs to grab his daughter, but she's gone. Now the question is, where did she go? To uncover the truth, we have to go back 3 days earlier. 3 days earlier, Kimmy had been suffering from a heart condition since childhood. She didn't have much time left. Her father, Kim Dong-soo, who is also a doctor, had been searching everywhere for a heart donor, but he couldn't find one. Then one day, a colleague tells him they found a donor. Kim Dong-soo wants to meet the donor's family to thank them, but his colleague speaks in a strange tone. The donor requested to stay anonymous. Just perform the surgery, he says. Kim Dong-soo feels suspicious, but to save his daughter, he doesn't think twice. He performs the surgery himself, and it's successful. But the real horror begins now. After the operation, Kim Somi completely changed. One day, her mother is washing her hair. Suddenly, Somi grabs her mother's head and starts forcing it underwater as if she's trying to drown her own mother. Just then, Kim Dong-soo rushes in and stops her. But Somi is screaming like a madwoman, yelling, "I'll kill it." Now her mother becomes convinced that her daughter is under the influence of an evil spirit. They call a priest, but nothing works. In fact, things only get worse. Somi's body starts to rot, and within just a few days, she dies. But the story doesn't end there. Even after her death, strange things begin to happen. The next day, her body is placed in the morgue. But shockingly, her body remains soft and normal, almost like she's still alive. Only her right hand is stiff. Kim Dong-soo holds her hand, and suddenly it relaxes and becomes normal again. Then he notices that Somi is holding a necklace, the same one he had gifted her. That's when he realizes his daughter is still connected to him. She doesn't want to leave. Overcome with emotion, he tells the staff, "Don't put her in the freezer. She used to feel cold." A little later, some of Somi's friends are talking about her death. One girl says, "I know. She was possessed by an old spirit." And the moment she says that, she suddenly collapses to the ground. Her eyes roll back. Foam starts coming out of her mouth. And then a clump of black hair begins to crawl out of her mouth. Everyone is terrified. And in the darkness, it feels like something is watching them. As night falls, the real horror begins. Now the scene shifts to the morgue. The staff believes that Somi's body is decaying, so they ignore Kim Dong-soo's warning. Even though he told them not to, they forcefully placed her body inside the freezer. After a while, a male staff member is about to leave for home, when suddenly the freezer door opens on its own, and the body inside slowly starts moving out by itself. He's horrified. Still, he gathers the courage to push it back inside. But the moment he gets closer, he sees something so terrifying that he screams and runs away in panic. The next day, a makeup artist prepares Somi's body for the funeral. Her family arrives to see her one last time. Outside, Kim Dong-soo suddenly notices something. Somi opens her eyes. He's shocked. "My daughter, she's alive." He runs inside, calling her name. And just then, tears begin to flow from Somi's eyes. Now Kim Dong-soo is completely convinced she's not dead. He tries to take her with him, but no one else can see what he's seeing. To them, it looks like he's lost his mind in grief. They forcefully drag him out. A little while later, everyone leaves the place, and that's when something really strange happens. A butterfly suddenly comes out of Somi's mouth and flies toward the prayer room. Inside, a priest and a few nuns are praying. Just then, covered in blood, walks past them. Suddenly, all the candles go out, and blood starts pouring from the priest's mouth. Without warning, the priest begins smashing his head against the table over and over again violently. Blood gushes from his head, but he just won't stop. At the same time, a swarm of butterflies starts circling around him. He's clearly in agony, but the others think he's gone insane. They all rush to restrain him and take him to the hospital. Meanwhile, Kim Dong-soo secretly takes Somi's body into the emergency room. He tries to revive her using electric shocks. Convinced that his daughter is still alive but hearing the noise, security arrives. They break down the door and drag Kim Dong-soo outside. His wife shows up as well, and in anger slaps him hard. On the other hand, the priest who was being taken to the hospital crosses paths with Paran, the same priest who had performed the earlier ritual. Paran was already suspicious. Somi's death didn't feel right to him. After returning home, he repeatedly watches the exorcism video and notices something strange. Every time he tried to cast the spirit out, a dark energy seemed to move around Somi's heart. That's when he realizes the truth. He didn't fail. There were actually two demons inside her, a main one and a secondary one. He had only managed to drive out the secondary spirit. After this, Park Jo-hun goes to the morgue to examine Somi's body. He takes out holy water and sprinkles it over her. But just then, Kim Dong-soo arrives. Thinking the priest is about to harm his daughter, he punches him. At that exact moment, a dark mark appears on Somi's chest and rapidly spreads from her heart up to her face. Seeing this, Park Jo-hun understands that the spirit is hiding inside her heart like a parasite. He then asks, where did this heart come from? Because that's where the real truth lies. If they can find the source of the heart, they might be able to stop the demon. Otherwise, it could come back to life again. But Kim Dong-soo doesn't believe a single word he says. Now the story takes a much darker and more dangerous turn. Park Jo-hun was actually the same man who performed the ritual on Kim Dong-soo's daughter before. And Dong-soo believes his daughter died because of him. That's why he's furious with him. Now Dong-soo decides to uncover the truth himself. Where did this heart even come from? He goes straight to the colleague who arranged the heart. Grabbing him in anger, he threatens, "Tell me the truth or I'll kill you." Terrified, the colleague finally confesses. He reveals that the heart belonged to a Russian girl, and her mother can be found at a nearby bar. Hearing this, Kim Dong-soo rushes to the bar immediately. But as soon as he arrives, a group of burly men grab him and knock him unconscious. When he wakes up, he finds himself locked inside an iron cage. Standing in front of him is a terrifying old woman. This woman is the real villain. In reality, she is a member of a dangerous cult that worships the devil like a god. Their goal is to bring the devil to earth. This old woman had once sacrificed her own daughter's heart to the devil, but her plan failed. A fire broke out and her daughter's body was left completely destroyed. Now she needed a new host for the devil, and she chose Kim Mi. Why? Because she knew Kim Dong-soo loved his daughter more than anything. He would do absolutely anything to save her. That was his greatest weakness. But now Dong-soo has learned the truth. So the old woman decided to kill him before her secret could be exposed. Just as she's about to kill him, Park Jo-hun suddenly arrives and starts chanting a spell. The old woman screams in pain and collapses to the ground. That's when it's revealed there's a demon inside her. That's the source of her power. Park Jo-hun continues chanting, and blood starts pouring from the old woman's mouth. Seizing the moment, he demands to know the demon's name. At first she refuses, but eventually she breaks and reveals it. The moment she speaks the name, she dies. After that, Park Won frees Kim Dong-soo from the cage. But instead of thanking him, Dong-soo shoves him aside and runs off. Because for him, only one thing matters now: saving his daughter. Today marks the third day since his daughter's death. This is the day of her cremation. If he doesn't do something now, everything will be lost. He rushes to the morgue and arrives just in time. From here, the story loops back to the very opening scene. As everyone searches for Somi's body, Kim Dong-soo suddenly hears a strange sound. Following it, he makes his way down into the basement of the morgue. Suddenly, a thick white mist spreads through the air, and within it, Somi's figure appears. She's crying as if trying to tell her father something, but before she can say anything, an invisible force drags her back into the darkness. Dong-soo runs after her, but all he can see are faint footprints. He follows them and they lead him to a heavy steel door. Outside the door, dozens of butterflies lie scattered on the ground. The entire atmosphere turns deeply unsettling. Suddenly, the door cracks open on its own, and Dong-soo slowly steps inside. What he sees inside is even more horrifying. Sammy is lying on the floor, completely covered in butterflies. Dong-soo cautiously walks forward, brushing the butterflies aside as he tries to lift his daughter. But suddenly, an invisible force violently shoves him back. At that very moment, Park Jo-hun arrives. With just one glance, he understands exactly what's happening. He reveals that Somi's soul has been possessed by a powerful demon. If the demon is driven out, she can come back to life. But it won't be easy. The demon is extremely strong. To expel it, a large ritual must be performed, and Kim Dong-soo's help is essential. Desperate to bring his daughter back, Dong-soo agrees immediately, but Park Joo-han warns him, "Whatever you see or hear, don't trust it. It's all an illusion, a trick of the demon." He then takes out holy water and sprinkles it over Somi's body. Instantly, a black liquid begins to ooze out from her. Now the story reaches its most dangerous turning point. Park Joo-han places a cross on Somi's head and tells Dong-soo to start chanting. Dong-soo begins reciting the incantation. Suddenly, Somi's body starts shaking violently, as if she's in unbearable pain. Seeing this, a father's heart begins to break. Dong-soo is about to stop, but Park Joo-han shouts, "Don't stop. This isn't real. She's still unconscious. It's the demon's illusion." Dong-soo gathers his courage and starts chanting again. But suddenly, the entire room starts shaking violently. Blood tears begin to stream from Dong-soo's eyes. His vision blurs, and in an instant, the Bible in his hand turns into a blank white page. That's when he realizes he's completely trapped in the demon's trap. Now he has to fight on his own. Just then, the demon's voice echoes, "Do you want to save your daughter?" Suddenly, Shem Min appears in front of him. She says, "Dad, I can come back, but you'll have to take my place." In other words, either save yourself or bring your daughter back. Without even a second of hesitation, Kim Dong-soo makes his choice. He picks up a sharp object and stabs it straight into his chest. At that very moment, the demon seizes the opportunity and enters his heart. This is a father's love, one that's willing to sacrifice everything. The very next second, the black liquid disappears from Xiaomi's body. Everything goes silent. After a while, Dong-soo's wife arrives, but he's gone. Trembling, she gently touches her daughter's cheek and feels warmth. Xiaomi is alive. She's rushed to the hospital, and she survives. On the other hand, Park Joo-han is also taken to the hospital. When he regains consciousness, he sees a butterfly and instantly realizes something is terribly wrong. He jumps up and follows it all the way to the rooftop. There he sees Kim Dong-gu, but he's no longer the same. His entire body is covered in dark marks. The demon has fully taken over him. Now it's about to enter this world. Park Won tries to stop him, but Dong-soo already understands it's too late. Without wasting a second, he jumps off the building. But he doesn't die, because there's no human left inside him anymore. Only the demon. Now there's only one way left to completely destroy that body, so the demon can never be born into this world. And here comes the most heartbreaking ending of the story. Kim Dong-gu knew that if he stayed alive, the demon inside him would become a threat to the entire world. Gathering his last bit of strength, he lights a lighter. The next moment, boom, a massive explosion. The car bursts into flames and everything is over. Silence, complete silence. Kim Dong-soo gave his life for his daughter. He didn't just save her. He stopped a catastrophic disaster. People often say a father's love is like a mountain. But this story shows just how deep it can truly be. Kim Dong-gu never chose the truth or the world. He only ever chose one thing, his daughter's life. And when the demon gave him a choice, he didn't hesitate to give his heart. Because this wasn't a choice. It was a father's love. Yes, in the end he became a monster. But for his daughter, he will always be a hero. With this, the story ends here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.